Hello students of class 12. Welcome to the online tutorial classes for Vidya Bhavan High Secondary School. This video is for class 12 nutrition, and the chapter that I am going to continue is the metabolism of the food. It is the video 10 from this chapter. In the previous video we learned about the gluconeogenesis, that is the glucose formation from the other carbohydrate molecules. Today we are going to discuss in this video that HMP shunt pathway or hexose monophosphate shunt pathway. Okay. As the name suggests, it is the alternative pathway of the glucose metabolism. It is the alternative pathway of glucose metabolism. In the previous, we all learned the direct pathways that are regularly happening in our body, but it is the alternative pathway of the glucose formation. Okay, when energy requirement of the body is very low, then the glucose does not enter the glycolytic pathway or glycolytic sequences in the cytoplasm that are happening, like glycolysis, Krebs cycle. The further procedures, the process starting with the glycolysis and ending with this electron transport chain, everything are not happening when the energy requirement is very low. Instead of it, it enters to the metabolic process known as this hexose monophosphate shunt way. So it is the alternative pathway of the glucose metabolism when energy requirement is low. Okay, so now it is going to happen. It is also occurring in cytoplasm. So the site of it is cytoplasm as well, like the glycolysis. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about the processes or the pathways that are happening in the hexose monophosphate shunt pathway. Let's check with the pathway and with the structures of it.
This is the pathway of hexose monophosphate shunt pathway. So as the name suggests, it is an alternative pathway of the glucose metabolism, and here the main objectives of the process are to produce ribose, a 5-carbon containing compound needed for DNA, RNA or nucleotide synthesis, and to carry the direct oxidation of glucose without the preparation of the participation of the mitochondria, the final directly production of the glucose or oxidation of the glucose, and also to help the interconversion of the sugars containing different number of the carbon atoms as well as different functional groups like aldose group, ketose group, the interconversion of those groups. Next, to produce reducing equivalent for the carrying out reductive synthesis process, that is the fatty acid synthesis, cholesterol synthesis, etc. And finally, most importantly, to prevent the hemolytic anemia. Okay, these are the main functions of it. So here you can see the pathways of it. So let's discuss. So here from the glucose 6-phosphate can produce, and from this glucose 6-phosphate the 3-keto-6-phosphogluconic acid can be produced, and it will provide the ribulose bisphosphate in this reaction that can be split down in two parts, like zibulose 5-phosphate here, and the second one is ribulose 5-phosphate. So here both can act another way also, and also they can be joined together and the trans-aldolase enzyme acting on it, and they are further producing two molecules separately, that is the scodoheptulose 7-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate, two different kind of the compounds. These two are also reacting with the transketolase enzymes for the second time, and they are producing the erythrose 4-phosphate by the xylulose 5-phosphate and fructose 6-phosphate by the ribulose 5-phosphate. Now the fructose 6-phosphate will stay here, and from the xylulose 5-phosphate directly the erythrose 4-phosphate can be also produced by a different pathway. And now the erythrose 4-phosphate can be further divided into two parts, that is the fructose 6-phosphate and glyceraldehyde 3-phosphate. So it is all about the procedures or the steps of the hexose monophosphate shunt pathway. It is somehow a different kind of pathway, because when the energy requirement of the body is low, then the glucose does not do the glycolytic sequence of what are done in the cytoplasm. It mainly happens in the cytoplasm, but instead of the normal regular pathway, this hexose monophosphate shunt way acts.
Students, I think you understood the hexose monophosphate shunt pathway, the steps of it and why it is happening. As I told you, when the energy requirement is low, then it is only happening in our body and happening in the forming in the cytoplasm only. Okay, by this hexose monophosphate shunt pathway, we are completing the full carbohydrate metabolism. As I told you, these metabolism processes are many. Let's jot down what are the metabolism processes we learned here, like carbohydrate metabolism. The first was glycolysis. The second was Krebs cycle or PCA cycle, right? The third was electron transport chain or ETC. The fourth was glycogenesis. The fifth was glycogenolysis. The sixth was neoglucogenesis or gluconeogenesis. And finally, the hexose monophosphate shunt or HMP pathway. By this, I am completing the full carbohydrate metabolism. In the next video, we will start with the fat metabolism and protein metabolism. Till then, thank you.